Hi everybody, how are you? Today's an awesome day. There's a breeze in the air, and Casey's doing her yoga over there. Yeah, and see, that's Casey doing yoga, and the kids playing some kind of stone game. So who's online? So today I want to talk about a how to understand each other better. Hi, Miko. So I think it's an important topic. I think wouldn't it be nice if we all understood each other better? And probably if we understood each other better, there probably would be, maybe less misunderstandings, and we can connect to each other better, faster. We kind of we can communicate better, and this applies probably to everyone, really. So just imagine if we could improve just our communication with each other. Would be a tremendous progress, I believe. So today I want to talk about how we can better understand each other, and I think along the same lines, not only we can understand, we can connect, and probably reduce more misunderstandings and get the message across faster and get things done, and have less conflicts and have less arguments. So what I want to talk about really is that, and there are many ways to do this, but what I like and what I've used and has always been, the 4-quadrant model. That means I've, there's this model where, you can divide people into 4 basic quadrants, 4 basic groups. So one of the groups could be the very happy-go-lucky, fun, energetic, crazy group. And then again, there's another one where is the more feeling, more accommodating, flexible, nature-loving group. And then you have the more analytical, thinking, detailed, careful, cautious, no risk-taking, safe group. And then you have your, very authoritative, dominant or result-focused group. And so these are the 4 groups. Now, of course, there's many ways to divide, and I've heard of 16 groups and all that kind of stuff, but I just use this 4. Now, the point what I want to say is I'm not going to talk about all these 4 groups today. It's just that, for example, we often have this challenge whereby, just imagine if you are the fun, happy-go-lucky, sometimes crazy, jumping about, and kind of very expressive kind of personality. And you go ahead and talk to somebody who is more analytical, thoughtful, and very detailed, very cautious, careful kind of personality. You can see how the message you want to bring about. Let's say you are a promoter, you're very high energy, and you want to talk to somebody who is analytical, and you are being yourself, being, oh hey, it's cool, man, let's go do this. We could go skydiving, jumping, shopping, all that kind of stuff. And the guy, the analytical guy, because saying, oh really? Well, how much, where are we going? Is it safe? So you can see that it may not, the analytical person may not really buy in your idea, or be very cautious about listening to you because you're just overwhelmingly energetic, and vice versa. If the analytical person was to share an idea with the promoter personality, being very cautious, systematic, very step by step, and very monotonous, of course the person in the promoter personality would look at that and say, oh, this is too boring, man. I mean, oh my goodness, there's no fun at all. So that means the information the analytical person wants to share with the promoter person is too dry, and so the message won't get across. And so a lot of times we may be communicating with our own personality and trying to express our ideas to different groups of people. And sometimes we find that how come the information is not getting across? And sometimes because of the differences in personality, we may look at one person and say, oh, how come he's like that? Well, why does he talk that way? Why is he so crazy? Or why is he so boring? Why is he, and the thing just says, oh, it just doesn't make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, come on, let's go do it. And then the person with a controller personality says, oh, let's go do this, let's conquer the market. Whereas the person in the supporter group would say, oh, maybe not, that's not what I want, because I'm not like that type of person, let's do it when we feel like doing it, anything is fine. So the person with the very specific detailed things to do couldn't really connect with the person who says, well, it doesn't matter, we just do whenever we feel like it. So that's where the discrepancies happen. That's where the misunderstandings happen. That's where we find it difficult to connect with people, and we find that we can't connect, and we don't like their style, we don't like their personality, and when it comes to maybe arguments, it will be probably even, because in your arguments you're going to be saying, the analyst will say, no, I want these things done, A, B, C, D, E, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the promoter says, oh, it doesn't matter, we can always find another solution. And then the guy, and little guy will say, no, we got to solve it, we got to solve one at a time, A, B, C, D, E. And the promoter says, it's not important, right? And please don't touch it. And then the supporter would say, oh, it doesn't matter. The controller says, no, it matters. This is important. We got to do it this way. So sometimes when we are communicating, especially in the heat of the moment, or sometimes when we don't realize each other's personalities and quadrants, we may end up misunderstanding. We may end up assuming that the person isn't buying our idea. We will assume that, they don't like us, or we may assume that they don't get what we're saying, and then after some times the information breaks down, and then more misunderstanding happens. I don't want to talk to you, you don't get it. I don't want to talk to you, you don't get it. I don't want to talk to you, you don't get it. And I don't want to talk to anybody, nobody gets it. Of course, I'm kind of stretching it a little bit, but I think you know what I mean. I mean, things like this doesn't just happen right away and say, oh, you're not my type. And it happens in a long term. I talk to you, you don't get it. I talk to you again, you don't get it. I talk to you third time, fourth time, fifth time, you don't get it. And you kind of say, well, maybe we can't connect. Maybe we're different personality. Maybe you're not that type. And then the other person says, well, I'm trying very hard, but I don't get you. And so in long term, it kind of stretches that kind of relationship. It kind of stretches that thread to a point where sometimes it may break and say, I just can't connect with you. I just can't connect with you. Now, I'm not saying that all these happen in opposite quadrants. They happen almost everywhere as well. So how do we improve this? And one of the ways we can improve this is to kind of understand that sometimes when we connect with people, talk to people, that if we don't buy in their idea and we don't get them, we don't connect with them, a lot of times, we want to ask ourselves, is it a personality issue? It's not so much as a content, because what we really want to do is deliver content, but sometimes our ego and our personality just doesn't connect. And sometimes what we want to ask is, what kind of personality is that person, and why am I not getting that information? How am I receiving it? And I think that if we were to spend some time to kind of understand these 4 quadrants, and so that we know what quadrant we come from, and then we can kind of look at them and say, oh, that's why they say things that way, or that's why they react that way, or that's why he's so adamant about this idea, that's why she's like, oh, it doesn't matter, and that's why they're so ABC analytical, and that's why she's so crazy. Then we say, oh, okay, well, that's the personality, that's the way they are. So it's not so much as they are bad, they're no good, they don't know anything, and they're too impatient. Well, that's their personality. That's what makes all of us different. That's what makes all of us interesting. That's what makes all of us attractive to each other. It's strange that even though promoters, don't like analyzers because they're boring, and analyzers don't like promoters because they're crazy, and supporters don't like controllers because they're so so driven and result focused, and controllers don't like supporters because they don't have ideas. But it's strange that they marry each other most of the time. I would say 80% of the time we attract our opposites, which is very true. But then you say, but Willing, if we attract our opposites, then it should be perfect, isn't it? Well, at that point, I think it's perfect. And I think there's reason. Sometimes we complete each other's. We lack excitement. The promoter fills it in. We lack feeling. The supporter fills it in. We lack direction. The controller fills it in. But I think that after some time, because all this is done by not accident, because we never learned this. I mean, when I was attracted to Casey, or when I married her, when she married me, or she attracted me, we never knew that, I'm a promoter, she's an analyzer, that, that's a perfect situation. No, we just got attracted to each other because probably what we don't have, we lack, we complement each other, and that's the way it is, and turns out to be good. But during the long term, when a couple or a partnership between a supporter and a controller, when it's strained, the controller says, how come you never make a decision? Supporter says, well, I always let you make the decision. So why you do that? Well, because if I make a decision, I'm wrong and you scold me. And so I let you make the decision. Well, sometimes you got to learn to make your decision. So you can understand how supporters, controllers have that problem. And when they have that problem, after some time, it tends to strain. It's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you because I talk to you, you scold me. I don't want to talk to you because you. So it strains, and after some time, it becomes a problem. And I've seen many, many cases where, it's strained to such a point where they give up communicating. They give up on that relationship, and it ends up to separation, or they can't work together, the partnership sours and, goes south. So, does it work? That opposite, does opposite quadrants work? It does work. So how do we maintain it? How do we make it work long term? And one of the ways, of course, is if we know our personality, if we know each other's quadrants, and if we know each other's personalities, that we can say, I know why you don't make your decisions all the time. I know why you're so strong about your decisions all the time. I know why you're so careful about your decisions. I know why you just do whatever you want, very impromptu, because of the personality. And because we know each other, we can say, we forgive each other. That's the way it is, And I married her, or we connect, we partner because of that strength, because of that connection, right? And then we will appreciate each other's personalities, and we don't have to react to them and say, how come you like that? Why are you like that all the time? What kind of, how come you never change? Why you're so stubborn? And a lot of times we say that because we don't realize their personalities, because we try to talk to people and connect with people, and we hope that they are like us. A controller would say, why don't you think this way? That's the way to do it. Let's go do it this way. And we try to make other people live by our personality. The analyzer will say, no, we're going to do things A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that's the best way, that's the safest way to do it. And we impose our methods on other people. We impose our personalities on other people. The promoter would say back to you, no, let's go do it. It doesn't matter. Come live your life without, have you done anything crazy for once in your life? That's how the promoters live. And the analyzer would never live that way. And the supporters would say, it doesn't matter. Let's not have, let's just go and look at the sunset. And whenever it goes dark, we'll go home. The controller's not going to say that. They're going to say, we got to go home at 7 o'clock, So, but once we appreciate how each other sees the world, and we don't impose our own personalities on other people, then we will be able to better understand each other and allow for these flexibilities, and allow for the differences to come out and make that partnership or that relationship work. Okay, so I it's kind of long today, kind of rambling today, but I hope that it makes sense that the way that we can improve and better understand each other is, of course, if we understand ourselves. And we also understand each other's personalities. And the reason I like the 4 quadrants, because it's only 4. It's easy to remember, and it's not hard to identify, and you can get it right most of the time, and it will really help you connect with all sorts of people and be able to improve and understand people, right? So I hope that that makes sense to you, and I think if all of us do this more and understand each other more and understand ourselves more, we can definitely, connect well, build better relationships, less arguments, less conflicts, and we operate from oh, I see, that's it, and not impose our personalities on other people. All right. So anyway, I hope that helps. I try to make this within 15 minutes. But thank you for joining in today, and I hope it. And you can send this to anybody who has some challenges in communication with other people or some conflicts, and not so much as if they have a conflict that this will help them, but it probably will give them a different perspective that that's something that they could do. If you want more information about the 4 quadrants, the personalities, give me a PM or let me know, and definitely I will share that with you. And there are many places online that you can take the test to know your personality as well. So it's fun, and it definitely helps in the long term. Okay, so have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Thank you for joining in. Hi Pei Pao. Hi Bun Fai, how are you? And hi Terence. Hi Terence. Hi Chris. Take care. Hi Wong, how are you? Take care now. Bye bye.